welcome again one another edition of my new YouTube channel. Thanks for all my subscribers, thanks for all the likes, thanks for all the comments. So guys, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we will be having a look at the Freedom Street. We'll be having a look at my take on Vybz Kartel Freedom Street. As you can see in the crowd, he had a great turnout. The show seemed to, it had a good start. To me, at least, the aesthetic, the lighting, the entrance, even though, of course, it's Jamaica, it's not like the US where, or some European countries where it's gonna be over the moon, but for Jamaica, it was. And regardless of whether people were saying some tickets were given away or whatever, I think the fact that he was incarcerated for almost 13 years and he had a chance to be freed and to be back on the stage doing what he loved to do, having a chance to really do that. Because come to think, how many people do you think like get a second chance like that? It's very rare. I know it happens where people are acquitted, but it is very rare. So let us give him the props for that. His attire was great. I think he came out in a nice, his suit was looking good. Yes, he came out from underneath a thing where he came up through the stage and he looked great. Yes, he looked great and there was a lot of people, so it was a good turnout. Yeah, those are the positives for me. It's good to see World Boss back on the stage. Now, I'm not here to discuss his whatever criminal activities or whatever he was charged for or anything like that. I'm just specifically speaking on the show. Now, yeah, let's go to the performance. His performance to me was he's ill, so let's start from there. Okay, so let's get to his performance. Obviously, he's a sick man. He has Graves' disease, so he's not able to perform as well as we would have liked him to. So we have to remember that he's a sick man, so him could hardly move at some points. And yes, the sound, to him sound, obviously he's sounding different from before he went into prison, and me like the cartel before he went into the prison. The prison sound, the prison voice, because even the music that he was making while he was being incarcerated, the voice just sound different. So I guess the Graves' disease that he has, it has affected his vocals because him not sound the same. And we not like how he sound, and I don't like a lot of the performances. They were mediocre. I think a lot of the performance, the people and so on, I don't like how they sound. I mean, Spice brought a bit to the stage, because Spice are the entertainment queen. So Spice brought something to the stage, but all when Spice a dance and so forth, World Boss couldn't even. World Boss can't even move or anything like that. The man just stiff. So, and what kind of irritate me at one point is like he was saying, Spice, remember side them I watched, like me. I said, come on man, you're an entertainer, you're doing your performance. What does side them has to do with it? She knows that's how you are. That's how she met you. She know the type of person that you are when it comes on to entertainment industry. So what should expect? She just knows it. So it's that this constant reminding people of side them. It kind of get tiring. But then the problem for me, the issue for me with the concert was when Scatter and Popcorn get into a liquor thing. Let me see if I can find Popcorn's video. Pure tea. So guys, what do you think about the clip that you have just seen? I think Popcorn behaved very unprofessionally and he should not have done that. Regardless of what transpired on the outside, they need to deal with things in a more professional way. And that just did not go down well for me. You understand? And if the artists are there, why were they being kept outside for such a long time? And they're gonna be performing. That's the bit I don't understand. According to what is being said, Popcorn always have a lot of entourage. So therefore, they were having a bit of issue with who is to come in and whatever. Some crowd issue they said they were having. But then Footer Hype came out and Footer Hype said Sketa and Popcorn them have beef from long time because according to Footer Hype, the two of them did they with Aishana. Aishana is Footer Hype's baby mother, one baby mother. So that's Footer's take on what caused the beef between Popcorn and Sketa. No, everyone has their take on it, but I think it was very unprofessional for Popcorn to come in and do that. They should have dealt with it in a different way because it's like them want to mash up the man thing. You understand? They shouldn't have done what they did. They shouldn't have done what they did. But I'm gonna show you a clip of Vybz Kartel face when he heard Popcorn tell Sketa the him mom. You understand? Let me share that clip with you guys. So guys, you can clearly see the expression on Kartel face. Kartel open me mouth. Kartel must say, what did the man want come try and mash up my show or something? But guys, it did not finish there because apparently they took it backstage. But before they took it backstage, after Popcorn told Sketa figure Essie mother, it's like Vybz Kartel was trying to get the mic from Sketa so that Sketa not answer him back and it not retaliate and turn into something else. But let's look at Sketa boy reaction. Where was Sketa just grab on pan the mic so I show Kartel him can't get the mic out of him hand because you know say Kartel sick and like me I say that to me is kind of a disrespect. Like I don't understand what you guys think. Let me insert that clip right here.
All like corrupt people in a stadium, left with them. Watch his time now. I miss me now, just nobody. We ain't no man. Left with them. Left with them.
So guys, you seen the incident there with Kartel and Sketa trying to get the mic, and for me personally, I thought that was very disrespectful and Sketa shouldn't do that. Guys, like, yeah, what was that for? Anyway, in other news, guys, we're gonna be looking at jacket rate this statistics on paternity fraud in Jamaica. So let's go ahead and listen the next clip. Actually, where it's showing the amount of it's a breakdown of each parishes in Jamaica. Jamaica has 14 parishes, and it's a breakdown of each parishes of the amount of children that are being given to the wrong father. So in other words, what we would say in Jamaica, the parishes with the most jacket picking them and I found this so fascinating because growing up, you always your jacket is a thing where we grew up knowing in Jamaica. Like we just know about jacket. It's a part of right now to how it looks. It's not even that. It's a part of the culture. Jamaica as a country is leading when it comes on to paternity fraud, with Nigeria coming in second. So the women of Jamaica, followed closely by the women of Nigeria, it would appear that these women are, let's call a spade a spade. These women are promiscuous. These women are promiscuous. And when they fall pregnant, most of the time, the dad that they gave the child to is not the biological father of the child. I feel so embarrassed as a Jamaican woman saying this. God no. Me feel shame. Me feel shame to know that so many people does not belong to who they think they belong to. Because look at a parish like Manchester. 70% of the statistic that was taken in Manchester, the kids do not belong to their biological dad. The dad that they was given is not their real dad. 70%. Can you imagine? 70% of the people in Manchester are jacket. I wonder if because Manchester's so cool. And what I've also heard a clip where it's saying the men that are most likely to be going around having these adverse children are pastors. So pastors are more likely to send home them church member pregnant, and then the church member will give the husband the pitney. So pastor are the biggest culprit when it come on to those kind of things. These are one of the most disgraceful things. Like, I don't even know how people joke about these things. Or why? This is a tragedy. This is such a this is shocking to my soul. Something needs to be done about this, and I think they should start doing DNA test should be mandatory at birth, because this should not be allowed to go on, because enough people are going to end up in a relationship with them family because they don't know.
Me want to see that part of me and wait for say.
You know, this reminds me of when my son's dad was filing for him to go to the US, and they had to do a medical. You know what the process is when filing for someone to go to America. And he jokingly said to me, well, tell truth, I go come out now. You know, I couldn't even be upset with him for saying that, because we know we're all Jamaicans and we know that these things happened. You know, it may not happen to me. I'm not one of those person who perpetuate that kind of thing, because my son is with his dad in America for over 10 years now. So obviously I'm not a part of that. But it is still it is astonishing that so much people, even when they were looking at the statistics for St. Catherine, right? St. Catherine, they had to put Spanish Town and Portmore out of it. Spanish Town came up at 67%. 67% for Spanish Town. Portmore come up with 30 what? 36 or 37%? And what makes it more so shocking is that the people that are requesting these DNA are mainly females. So it's like the mother may suspect that the son is not hers, or she want to find out whether or not, but because she knows say she would have give some man jacket already and she know how the jacket thing go, it's like they are more likely to request a paternity test. So like you'll have the moms, the sisters, the aunts, the grandmas, they are more likely to be asking. So it's not the men that are asking for these paternity tests. It's the women who are asking for these paternity tests because them know them dirty behavior and they know what they are like. So that is why you see women would do that. You know, I had a friend once, come to think of it. I have a friend, right? And I remember her saying her son had a baby. Her son had a child with this girl, with this young girl, right? They were having issues that the son and the girlfriend was having issue, what have you. You guys, you know how those things are. And my friend with her son, she was adamant that she wanted to do a DNA test on the baby because she wants to make sure, says his son, because she's not sure if it's his son, is her son's child. But in my mind, I'm wondering why would somebody do that? Like why would you think like that? Because even before I saw the statistics, and I know in the back of my head that a lot of females in Jamaica give men jacket, like commit paternity fraud. I I I don't understand why a mother would most likely think that if her son get a child, she would want to make sure of the paternity of that child. And I found that a bit disturbing because I'm in the same position. I have a son. My son is married. He has his son with his wife, and it has never crossed my mind to even think that nothing but jacket or is not his kid or anything like that. That thought doesn't come across my mind no time at all. Because even if my son was married and he was with his girlfriend and the girl fell pregnant and they have a child, it would never come to my mind to think I am going to request no DNA test whatsoever. And maybe the reason why I would come to that decision, I remember when my son was a baby and, you know, we used to have arguments like within the family on his dad's side. You know, young people will be arguing for whatever reason. And I remember one of his sisters saying to me that her brother's child is not as important as her child to her mom. So, in other words, my son, which belongs to her brother, she thinks that her child, it would be more closer to her mom than my child would be. And do you guys get what I'm saying? And I thought that to be such a stupid thing to say. I don't know if it's because how I was brought up, the environment I was brought up in, I wasn't brought up in chaos. I wasn't brought up in anything like that. And I know that I belong to my dad. And it's like we don't have no the family that I'm from is just not like that. We have never had those, I have never heard those conversations in my family before. I've never heard those things from my grandmother saying her son child, she treat her son kids, them my cousin, just the same as she would treat her daughters kids. I was one of her son's child, and I didn't get any different treatment than my aunt's kid. I didn't see that growing up anyway. So I know that some people in Jamaica think that when the child is coming from the female, it is most closer to the grandmother than if it's coming from the son. I don't know why they have that psychic, but what I'm trying to say to you is that the same way that my son's aunt thought her kids are not as important as my kids to the nan, it's the same way my friend, her requesting to do a DNA of her son's child, or her wanting, she didn't really go through with it, but the thought of she would like to do something like that. You understand what I'm saying? So because they know what probably they themselves are capable of, or people that they have been close to have done. So that is why they have that mindset to go and apply for DNA for their family members, because as I said before, the people that are requesting these DNAs are females. Most of the, according to the statistics, most of the people who are requesting DNA, a woman are requesting DNA and no men. So because the women them know them dirty behavior, you understand me, them don't want it reach them son, them don't want it reach them grandson, because they know what they have done and what they are capable of doing. Because I could never think that I could never question my son's child. There is no way I could question none of my son, because I have two grandsons, and I remember even with one of my son, the second one, and my second grandson, my mom is requesting, would be requesting a DNA for my own grandson, and I am not even bothered by that. I don't care about no DNA. I don't care about anything like that. If my son go there and the girl says his one and my son accept it, and like, I don't have any reason to doubt it. But then I understand why people do, because enough woman give man jacket. And you guys must stop doing that. Uno sleep around too much, and sleep around with too many different people at the same time. It's not like you end one relationship and you start another relationship. You guys have in multiple relationships at the same time, and then this whole heap of pitney wanna have and give it to the wrong men. Disgusting. You guys are really, really disgusting when it comes on to that. And you still have a lot of people in the comment trying to come up with excuses for this in the statistics. In the findings, you have some people still trying to come up with excuses as to why, oh, it's only this amount of people. Like, the facts are there. The facts are there. You people need to do better. You guys really need to do better, because we cannot be the number one in the world for paternity fraud. That is disgraceful. That is really, really disgraceful. And we need to sort ourselves out.